Comic book artist Ken Landgraf here, and I'm working on a character called Turbo Pit Fighter, and she's created by Jake Jacobs. And I'm looking at her now, and I got her on the Lightbox to sketch. So I'm using my brush here, and I'm going to draw her hand. She's a pretty sexy girl. Look at her. And I put zips on her already. She's got a striped shirt, so I put the zips down. Still adding more zips. And working on her hand here. Here's her knuckle. Now when I draw these hands, I work out the knuckle shape. See this? So I can easily follow it. And Jake Jacob created this. And he also works with Kurt Bruegel. They team up. I've worked with Kirk already on his Crime the Barbarian comic. I drew a cover one and I did a story. And in the future, I'm going to do a 6-page story on this Turbo Pit Fighter. And by the way, when you're drawing the thumb, think about this. Gil Kane told me this. The thumb ends at the first 2 fingers. So you want to keep that in mind. Okay, so that looks good. And she's fighting this guy down here, so let's work on his hand a little. I got him with a knife here, too. And I'm using this brush. It's filled with ink. It's called a Zig Clean Color Real Brush. It's Japanese. And it's made by this company called, let's see what this is called. Kuretake or something. Kuretake. So this comes with ink inside of it, but I've put India ink in it. I took off the top here, and there's a sponge in there, and I stuck it into India ink. I'm also dipping into India ink. Now, this is an actual brush. Look, it's not a hard-tipped pen, so this is pretty cool. Gives a brush line perfectly. Look at it. It looks like a Fredo Kahlo inked that. Here we got the, let's see, the guy's armband here. And mostly what you're trying to do when you're inking is form. Okay, there's all this trash coming out of the trash can here. I like to add action, so what I did is I drew the trash can in. And I put grated zip on her. I don't know if you can see that. Look at that. Goes from light to dark. And let's see, let's work on her chest here a little bit. Now I put the stripes down with Zipatone. So I'm throwing the shadow from one of her breasts down to the other. And we want to put in some drapery folds. Throw a shadow down from one of the stripes. And throw a shadow on her clothing. Put a shadow down from her breast onto her body. And maybe I want to work on her leg here a little. Draw the knee in. A shadow here from the leg onto the bottom leg. That's looking pretty good. And I'm going to put a zip in her hair so I won't do any inking on that. I could ink her arm though. Extensor muscle. And by the way, I may be using this brush a lot because you can get total control from it. I do love my Statler Mars graphic. I'll probably continue using that because that was the one I inked the New York City Outlaws with. But this is a fine replacement. It's beautiful. Also, the Statler Mars graphic Dual 3000 is out of print, so it's hard as heck to get it. It's made in the 1980s. Oh, that looks good. And we're going to ink our arm here. So what's the first thing I'm going to do is follow the outline. See this line and a curve? So you want to reflect that line and a curve and pick up. See, I picked up at the end, so it got skinny. Shot from her glove. And I'm drawing the burst effect here. So we're being very careful to draw the lines. Pull, pull, and pull. Turn the paper to get the rest of it. Keep turning the paper so you get that rotation. Pull, 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 and pull. That's how you get it to look clean. See that? Okay, so I'm going to get this leg down here. Make sure you get the knee shape. And this is for shorten, so you want to make sure you get the calf here. Okay, so there you have some of my inking and drawing for this pinup for the Turbo Pit Fighter by Jake Jacob. Landgraf signing off.